We're back. It's Eduardo, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game, here with your final results for the DraftStream Alpha Test game, the week of July 30th, 2020. And he's back. The bird is the word. It's Jaybird on to his third consecutive victory? My goodness. Showing late season form as we are down the stretch towards getting this all coded up and onto a web app. 1339.06, almost 10 points over the all-time Cinema Draft money winner, Gamble 24x7. Contractually obligated to say the all-time Cinema Draft money winner. But and just actually and beat him, and G24 beat Jaybird by good 27 points for second, so he kind of ran away with that. So some familiar faces at the top. I would give a hearty congratulations to our UI UX senior designer, Paula Cathuria, aka PK. PK, you cheated. You didn't have a day player in your call sheet. Somehow I missed that. That's my bad. But otherwise, a really good effort. Looking forward to seeing a legal submission for this week's talent pool. And there I am in lowly sixth. What are you going to do? All right, so real quick, here's the perfect call sheet. And a bit of a smorgasbord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles again. Second straight week we had 5 titles. Spreading the love in perfect fashion. Looks like an optimal stack of In My Skin. Headliner stack of Summerland. Headliner from Tijuana Jackson. Purpose Over Prison. My play cousin, Tijuana Jackson. So much fun. I really enjoyed this. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And then a headliner stack from Transformers War for Cybertron. Oh, and a headliner from Freight. All right. So how close did Jaybird get? The all-time DraftStream money winner. Well, Jaybird had a 4-pack of In My Skin. Nice. Oh, a headliner stack from Tijuana Jackson. Well played, sir. Hope you've seen it. It's a blast. He has a 3-pack of Transformers and 1 headliner from Locked Up. So he also spread the wealth around. He also had 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Well, only 4. A pretty diversified strategy. G24. Similar, close in construction. He had the Weight of Gold and Frayed as his differentiator. Let's see. Oh, the low ball. Low ball. Jaybird won it running away, so he gets paid twice this week. $10 low ball bonus plus a $35 first place win. Let's take a look at the perfect low ball call sheet. And the Weight of Gold, The Wrong Stepfather, and a heaping helping of Upside Down Magic. Actually, it was the only title this week that was under a default score of 69.50. How did Jaybird get there? Looks like it was a lot of The Wrong Stepfather. And Black is King for salary purposes, and a 3-pack of Upside Down Magic. And yeah, I'm gonna talk some more shit about Black is King. I'm still annoyed by this. All right, so as the wonderful KSK, my podcast guest from last week, pointed out, if you dive into the user ratings, right? Look at this. So 60% of the people gave it a 10, myself included. 22% gave it a 1. Those ones really drag down, as you can see here, the arithmetic mean. All right. Although the median, which is kind of like, I guess, Yeah, I guess that'd be the average. I guess they use a weighted average. I'm not sure what they weighted by. Actually, I'll look it up someday. I'm not gonna do it on camera. It might take too much time. But they use a weighted average to get to the 5.7 score. And if you just did a straight up average of all the scores, looks like it would have been 7.3. Actually, what does that look like? I think about it. What does a 7.3 look like for Black is King? How many fortunes are changed if that happens? Okay, so I compete with myself. I get a little bit higher. Brown Baby sadly stays around the same. So yeah, so not a ton of people used Black is King enough for it to have mattered, but still, I'm annoyed by the responses. As I noted, in my rant last strategy pod, racism remains undefeated, but also misogynoir remains undefeated. Look at this. So I guess this doesn't obviously tally up in total, but of the cookie data, I guess they're able to extract that identified users as males and females. I mean, the disparity is stark. Look at this. So basically, women 44 and under just love them some Beyonce, or at least love this visual album movie. Men under 18, all 5 of them dug it. 18 to 29 dug it. So basically, tail end of millennials, Gen Z, digging it. But men 30 and over, y'all some hating ass bastards. That's all I gotta say. So I guess what this tells us from a data standpoint in evaluating some of our titles moving forward, especially when it comes to, I'm not sure if this is so much Beyonce related as it is race related or what have you, but something to keep in mind that we might have to discount some titles that might skew against old men interests. Apparently they're out here in force. 30 and over men just hated this visual album movie thing. So yeah, that was pretty sad. And if you looked at the reviews, that's where the racism came out. But I covered that last pod. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I still think that this is some bullshit, Laldo. And just sharing that with you. It's a visual. Come on. Just y'all telling on yourselves at this point. Telling on yourselves. Anyway, all right, we're moving on. Sorry. Okay, so, and my next in line to my contending lowball call sheet didn't get there. I was all over the place. I had no idea what I was doing. So yeah, and it showed. Okay. Some other interesting call sheets. So let's check in with our boy Henry YZ, Henner YYZ. I think that's the Toronto airport code. Clever, another Canadian, Ontarioan, I guess. And we covered this, I think, the last time. It had promise, but few too many day players. HYYZ. You want to have at most one day player. That's what we've seen in the optimal call sheets so far. So pick your one day player wisely, and otherwise rock out with your co-stars out. Co-stars and headliners. Name the game. And as you can see from our perfect call sheet this week, we had the old 8-1-1 construction, 8 headliners, 1 co-star, 1 day player. Used to be all the rage early on in the game until we tweaked the scoring. Now, it occasionally rears its head. Especially on weeks where we have a fairly broad lineup of performers. And that we did this week. Look at this overall average. That's tight. 91.75. That's crazy. And actually, the season averages will be updated. I have yet to update this week's scores into the master score list. I'll do that shortly before releasing the new call sheet to you, the new talent pool to you. But even still, it's not going to go up more than a point or so. 91.75. I mean, we're coming in hot. That's outrageous. To look real quick at previous weeks. What, last week? Our average score was 87.97. Damn, we were that much higher? Wow, that's actually pretty shocking. And then the week before that, which I think also was above. Oh no, that was below average. Okay, so yeah, so this was definitely an outlier week. And I think I like the experiment with the individual seasons. I'm going to keep it going. And, and checking in with the mascot, a.k.a. Brown Baby, a.k.a. the Draft Mom. Hi, Mom. How'd you do this week? 13th. Alright, well, still in the bottom half. And the issue here, I mean, and you know what? Kudos to her for taking a risk on the Fugitive. Quibi, you barely avoided the chopping block. You did record one score. It was from IMDb. It was a 7.3, I think. .6. There we go. So I guess congrats to Quibi on that. She had the optimal stack here. 2 headliners, a co-star and a day player from The Fugitive. Muppets Now kind of underperformed for expectations. Get Even did nothing spectacular. It looks like it maybe met value. I mean, 14,000 to get 109 points. You kind of want to see a little more from that. And then Black is King just got hated down. I honestly thought it was going to score like 115 or something. Anyways, I'm as you can see, I'm still struggling with the reception of just an incredible visual experience known as Black is King. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this week. Talent pool. Let's move on to next week. Bam! 15 hot ones. Here we go. Everything from Seth Rogen's An American Pickle to the Sabrina Carpenter, Jordan Fisher, Liza Koshy Work It movie that looks like I have. Well, you know, this is sad. I actually love dance movies. I secretly love me some dance movies. I've seen all the Step Up movies in theater, I might add. At least all the ones that were released in theater. And I think I saw like maybe a few episodes of Step Up High Water, the series. They're rolled out onto YouTube TV Premium. So, you know what? This is going to be my half-hour movie of the week. And for those who are new to the podcast, the program, basically every week there seems to be some shows I have zero interest in. I'm going to throw a token half hour of my time to, and sometimes I'm happily surprised. Like Eurovision, I threw half an hour to Eurovision, and next thing I know is I'm in 40 minutes deep, and I'm loving it, and I watched the whole thing and totally enjoyed my experience. So Work It this week will be my token half-hour show. Let's take a look at some of these salaries here, see what's popping. So our highest priced one of the week looks like to be Endeavor Season 7. I don't know much about this. I see it occasionally suggested for me, I think in Prime, Amazon Prime Video account. Now, as a default, it scores high. The Season 7 scores actually are kind of already in because it debuted originally, I think, on the BBC back in February. So we'll be looking at these right here. And so depending on the sample size, well, pretty decent sample size, about 300 each. So those scores may not change very much. But on a fairly prestige-free week, I mean, you've got that. You've got a few documentaries. Okay, sorry, a couple documentaries here. Both of which are politics related. So on the trail, this focuses on a bunch of CNN journalists on the campaign trail of the 2020 primaries. And the primaries are almost officially over now. And I mean, politics documentaries, I don't think we have too many of these. So I'm of two minds of this. I actually think of the two, this one might perform better on the trail. Or actually worse, because they're really obscure people. If you're not a real politics head. So I priced it down. It's also an HBO Max, which you'd think HBO Max would get enough coverage, but I was really disappointed to see how we only got 2 scores out of the weight of gold. We didn't even get a Google user score, which, you know, is fairly easy to get. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. And then the other political documentary, The Swamp, got a little bit more star power. Katie Hill, the brash, self-proclaimed soccer mom, freshman Democratic representative from Orange County. She's in the mix. The universally loathed Matt Gaetz is in the list. Is in the mix. Ugh, he's just the worst. Honestly, if I could have given him negative salary, I would have. But he is a bit of a draw in this fairly obscure lineup of politicians that I know most of these figures, but the average person who's, you know, doesn't pay that much attention may not. And also it has the fear of not getting covered. I mean, look, it's called The Swamp, which is, you know, the derisive nickname for Washington D.C. because Washington D.C. was infamously built upon a bit of a swamp. and it's taken on connotations, you know, thanks to our current political climate, which are just annoying. But yeah, and basically how a lot of stuff doesn't get done. So this behind-the-scenes documentary following members of the rebellious Freedom Caucus as they navigate friends and foes from both parts. I love politics. I don't even want to really watch this. I'm probably gonna watch it. I'll probably have it on this weekend while I'm concocting the next week's talent pool. But I can't say I really want that much inside access to the Freedom Caucus. I mean, spare me. You would think the tax collector would have a little more star power. This one's got your boy Shia LaBeouf tatted up. I mean, too much has already been said about how he's way too method actor-y, whatever. But I guess this guy really got his insane amount of tattoos for this. Show the tattoo. I mean, it's just like we get it. I mean, tattoos are permanent. Like, you can get them removed, but it's pretty painful. Why would you do that to yourself? Yeah. Come on. Okay. Very talented, though. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely going to see this. It's not even like a half hour of my time type deal either. I mean, David Ayer, he's a great writer, decent director. I'm always intrigued by his stuff. I really am. So yeah, look at the stuff he's written. U-57's great submarine movie, U-boat movie, Fast and the Furious. I mean, you know, he's got some legit hits and interesting stuff. So I'm gonna watch it. But it's been fairly priced down. We had no early info on it. It's gonna be on VOD. I think there'll be enough looky-loos like myself who want to check out Shia LaBeouf with his latest crazy role and see what his real life tattoos got him. I just hope it's good. What else is of interest here? As we mentioned, Work It. I priced it down. It's gonna be somewhat niche. I think maybe the teen and tween followings that the Liza Koshis of the world, the YouTube stars of the world may have will turn out. I don't see it getting a lot of broad critical or even audience acclaim. I think they'll turn out for it. And kind of a high-priced horror movie here, but we've got some data on it, so act accordingly. And then American Pickle. Zero info on it. We're going in blind, but it's Seth Rogen. My serious crush, Sarah Snook. AKA Siobhan from Succession. Love her. So I think is this a black and white movie? I think it might be black. Yeah, I think it might be a black and white movie. Oh no, it's not black and white. All right, so sorry. Anyway, something about like immigrant tales. I think it's comedic. Seth Rogen going full beardo. So it's of interest. I'm going to watch it this weekend, most likely. All right, so that's pretty much going to do it with the overview, the call sheet review, and the talent pool preview. Thanks everybody for watching. Justice for Beyonce and the Beehive. And I'll see you all back here Thursday, sometime after 6 p.m. Pacific time, after Game Lock, with your call sheet preview, or with the call sheet review and weekend preview. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you back here on Thursday.